Hey, good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order regular April 16th, 2024 council meeting. Please rise for the invocation and remain standing for the pledge. Heavenly Father, we come before you today in humility and faith. We thank you for all you have given us and the many blessings in our lives. We ask for your guidance and strength. Give us the patience and understanding to face life's challenges with grace. We ask that you continue to watch over our community, our employees, and our first responders, and those who protect our freedoms all over the world. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next is for a roll call of council members present for the record.
Councilmember Back.
Present.
Councilmember Joy.
Present.
Councilmember Locke.
Present.
Councilmember Perkins. Councilmember Sexton.
Present.
Vice Mayor Atkins.
Present.
Mayor Nicholson.
Next is the approval of the regular meeting minutes from March 19th, 2024. Are there any corrections or changes to these minutes?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I would like the minutes amended. And I want the 4/16/2024 minutes to reflect that I have mentioned there were 2 violations of the new Lebanon ordinances on the March 5th regular meeting agenda and the minutes. I wanted to reflect that the acting municipal manager violated the ordinances. The acting legal counsel dismissed the violations. The mayor accepted the legal counsel recommendation to dismiss the violations, and 4 members of council accepted those violations. Furthermore, I wanted to acknowledge that the mayor acknowledged the violations and called me out of order for questioning the minutes and the violations. At the March 19th meeting, the acting manager once again violated ordinance 30.01.H2. And he did it again at the 4/9/24 meeting and again at this meeting. I want it noted that Mr. Back was asking for an investigation of Mr. Perkins for speaking to Glenna Madden and wanting to know if Mr. Perkins has had any other contact with anyone on administrative leave. I want it noted for the record that we do have unalienable rights in this country, and you cannot tell us who we can and cannot associate with or speak to. There was a comment made by Ms. Locke asking if any council members were involved in the investigation, and the mayor answered no. I want that question and that answer added to the minutes. At the April 9th meeting, I can wait on the April 9th meeting. That's all I have for March 19th council meeting minutes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had just had a couple, Mr. Joy covered quite a bit of mine. In there, it stated that the council received a poll, which thank you for bringing that, but it wasn't in the packet either. So that should be included in the minutes, correct?
I'm sorry, what do you?
She brought it, in your, I assume you've heard the notice, it stated that she had given the council a copy.
Is this for the March 19th or April?
April.
So we're on March 19th right now.
Sorry, hold on. I'm turning it on. Sorry, I should have gotten before. This or so. Yeah, this was on the last meeting. Vice Mayor provided council with a copy of her divorce decree and final judgment showing the attorney she used. And gave the name, but we don't have it, not, unfortunately, it's not public record. There it is. Right, I know, but it's, we included everything else that was during the meeting in minutes. I'm sorry, I didn't hear the answer you were talking to.
And so we're on the March 19th minutes right now. We'll do those next. We'll do
Okay.
April and those next.
All right, also with the previous ones, then I'll back up. They are. There's not any much answering. They're very vague as far as when we've asked questions, it just went straight to a vote. Not the conversations that, anything that transpired prior to it. So again, I'm going to specify for people in this village who cannot get on and see the videos, reading these minutes is not giving them the full picture of what is transpiring at the meeting. So I think those need to be redone.
Is that,
That's it, it is.
okay. All right, all those in favor of accepting these minutes?
As amended, so moved.
Were the amended? I didn't hear his response, I'm sorry. Is that what the amendments?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll.
All those in favor of accepting these minutes, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no. Next, the approval of regular meeting minutes for April 9th, 2024 meeting. Are there any corrections or changes to these?
So we go back, point of clarification. Can we just do a show of hands if we voted yes to the minutes? Okay. So it's 4-2.
Okay, so are there any corrections or changes to the April 9th meeting? Ms. Locke, you want to go first this time? Or do you have anything?
Yes, actually. I guess I was wrong. I had the wrong date. So again, back to, Nichols' paperwork is not in here. And it states in the minutes it was given to, which I know she did offer to anybody who needed her, but states in here that was given to, which makes it public record and it's not in here. Also, I had mentioned about the first responders and the fire department. You kind of got the gist on there, but it didn't include the police department, and it was including the police department. I want the police department included in that as well. I apologize. I think that's it. I think there was something else.
Mr. Joy, do you have anything?
Yeah, I wanted to comment on what Ms. Locke had stated at the meeting, and you know, I have to say that I agree. We don't know what the full extent of this investigation is, especially as it relates to the council members. I have asked for those details on several occasions and they have not been made available. There were comments made from the public, and I find it odd that we had to read in an email from an attorney that our rights were being violated and we have no rights as citizens to redress a grievance to our local government. This was a violation of our civil rights for Ms. Locke and myself. And the mayor and council members should be ashamed of what you're allowing to happen. There was also a request from Mr. Perkins about video, that is being made available for viewing. And I would also
I got a
like,
question, Mr. Jones. Is this regarding the minutes from April 9th?
it is, yes.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, it is. I would just like to request a copy of that, those videos that he requested. And I can make a digital storage device available for that.
May I ask for a copy of that?
Okay, all those in favor of accepting these minutes? Say aye.
With the amendments?
Yes. Say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no. Okay. Next on the agenda is unfinished business. Do you have any unfinished business? Do not, okay. New business? No new business, okay. Public comments or questions? I'll call your name and address for the record. You'll have 3 minutes to speak and be heard. Once your time is up, you will be thanked, but no additional time will be given, and no donation of time by others to others is allowed. We will not be stopping your time, but may, if necessary, address your comments after you have finished speaking. Okay, the first person this evening is Albert Hickey, 200 Blosser Street. Yes, sir, you can come up to the podium there, sir. Just state your name for me. I know this is your first time up here, Ron. Just state your name and address.
Albert Hickey, resident of 200 Boston Street, Sunset. I'm here about the water situation and the stream of water goes down through here. All this runoff water comes down through there and it's all dammed up from really from Blossom to Church Street. Even beyond that is still some mess, really a mess. I appreciate somebody looking into it. Check it out.
We will certainly get your email here right here, too, right?
I'm sorry.
Your email is right here. I think your wife put the email in right here for us.
Oh, you want it?
No, we got it already. Yep.
Thank
Well,
you.
and we'll be reaching out, city manager will be reaching out to you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
is that runoff, at your house, hitting your house, flooding your house?
Is the runoff flooding your property and into your house?
Yes, and it's corroded, it's eating the banks out. It's not even running on them. They poured cement in it. It's a flat surface. They didn't even put the wings over none. And it's not even running on it. It's cut out the banks and things, yeah.
Okay,
And there's walls all the way down to there.
yes, sir.
In fact, I even got an island in my backyard. It stinks.
Gotcha. Yeah, I got what you gave me when we came in, so,
Thank you much.
yes, sir, you're welcome. Next is Tammy Joy, 35 Comer Court.
Tammy Joy, 35 Comer Court. Many people in New Lebanon have no clue what is going on in their village. They continue to live their lives daily and uninterrupted in their own little bubble. But a few of us are embroiled in the continuing saga that many outsiders are now watching. We have our own local reality show. What's going on? What's happening next? If you want to be in the know and fully understand why Mr. Perkins, Ms. Locke, and Mr. Joy do not approve of any actions, read the charter. It can be found on the village website. How is it that 4 individuals get themselves elected in a small town and commence to run it into the ground and make us the laughing stock of the entire state and then attempt to silence everyone that takes offense? We're just a small village with just under 4,000 people, and we have other communities watching and laughing at us. Our nation was founded by individuals who left their home countries because of wanting to be free from taxation and tyranny, only to find our nation has become like many other countries around the world. We have too many people who are apathetic and don't care that they are apathetic. They just want to be left alone. But little do they know, their rights are being whittled away a little at a time. Everyone knows about the witch hunt that has been happening to Trump for at least 8 years. The Democrats in Washington have been looking and looking and trying to find something, anything on Trump. They will stop at nothing. We have the same thing going on here in New Lebanon. The similarities are uncanny. You found something you didn't like. You found someone you didn't like. Then you target them. You make accusations and allegations without proof. Then you work to damage their reputations and remove them. You have other people questioning your motives and you target them. You terminate, investigate, and attempt to silence those people that question your authority. And you change the rules almost daily. It's that in New Lebanon, we have a lot of bullies. One bully in particular is always on some sort of crusade. This person has a history of terrorizing the New Lebanon Youth Association and the Village Council since 2018. We all get to hear the same speech repetitively. The same person wants to know why no one comes to the meetings. Why don't they come? I personally have spoken to quite a few people. They say they won't come because of the village bully. They've had to put up with it at other times and they just prefer not to go through the torment. So there's your answer. Don't play the victim when you are the author. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Political counsel. Okay, Natasha Farley, 136 Broadwood Street.
Natasha Farley, 136 Broadwood Street. I guess I would like to start by apologizing to council on behalf of the community. I, along with many others, appreciate what is currently being done. As soon as rumors started going around of mishandling of money and hearing for years, so many people complaining about roads, about water, about just like lack in the whole community, right? Okay, so now we get people looking into it, and we're starting to find out that there's been some weird dealings with some money, okay? And people are still upset, and I really don't understand. And I just want to apologize as a taxpayer of this community, because I, for one, am concerned about where my hard-earned dollars are going. Let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, and also, on the mental health issue thing, as someone who has had her fair share of her own struggles, I rebuke anyone who uses someone's mental health as an offense. I'm sure many people would consider that as a form of bullying. So that's another term that seems to be being thrown around here a lot. I really don't understand. Anyway, I look forward to this investigation. I look forward to what's being found out. I look forward to finding out the truth, having some answers. I'm just really, overall, just appreciative. Couple of other things that I have, Gail, I'm sure you'll understand where I'm coming from when I say this to you, but I find it very interesting how concerned you are now with unalienable rights, unalienable rights. Tammy, you're very concerned about the public being able to see the minutes. Yet every time they get put before you all have new amendments. So they then have to go back, which then keeps the public from viewing them longer, right? So you're inhibiting the public from seeing them. Not sure I understand that. And then last thing, chambers, or some of my own research. I believe that Hensley stated that all officers have taken vehicles. And then I just wanted to know, how many unmarked vehicles do we have? You can't tell me off the top of your head how many unmarked vehicles you have?
Not right now.
That seems a little bit ridiculous. Just gonna point that out there.
This guy can like figure that out. I'll get it to you writing.
Okay, all right, that's all I have. Thank you all. You all have a blessed evening.
Thank you, Ms. Norman. Next is Joshua Farley, 136 Rome.
How you guys doing? Mr. Nickerson, I would like to follow my line. I guess this is the first. It's kind of changed. In this weird direction, but this guy came to the water and lost her. You guys can't put my true criminals. I wish people would go back and listen to the minutes with saying stuff. The answers were just not like that. Get off track. Chambers, if they're a red vehicle, there's an unmarked in this vehicle in this town that is being driven around by police. Red. It would be maroon. SUV, unmarked police vehicle being driven around by officers in uniforms.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, I think that was the question that we were wanting to ask. I do not understand what has happened here. I do want to follow with Gail and say that I would like to know what's going on. I don't think that the people should sit on preliminary investigation results and be okay. I think we should get a little more to why these people were removed from office. I'm with him. I am with Gail on this. Joshua wants to know more. Not because I want to know more, but I want to know that there's a reason we're moving forward, right? I'm willing to stand behind any march as long as it's just, right? But how long can I stand without knowing what I'm fighting for, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'll follow you anywhere if it's just, but I have to know it's just, right?
All right, Ms. Farley, thank you. Shannon Bemis, 130 Rome.
I guess I'm just gonna address some of the comments that were made earlier. Ms. Locke, you have brought up at a few different meetings about the meetings minutes being vague. I would like this verbatim in the meeting minutes, that after multiple meetings, I've stood here in front of council and Tammy Locke refuses to look at the speaker. It's extremely rude not becoming a council member. I would like that verbatim in the minutes, please. I did read the meeting minutes, and one of the things she said was that it was vague and that conversations weren't had, no answers, this and that. We have never had those type of meeting minutes. Now all of a sudden you guys want them. I remember standing up here, discussing Glenda's contract, and I went over to the penny what she was making years 1, 2, 3, what her car allowance was, what it was compounding as far as the percentage increase goes, what we're paying in PERS, what we're paying for. I was very specific for a very long time on what I was discussing. And you know what the meeting minute said? Shannon discussed the contract, period. So how does that tell what I was discussing? It didn't even say Shannon was displeased with the contract, or Shannon had questioned the contract, or Shannon had whatever. It just said Shannon discussed the contract, period. In our charter, it says they do not have to be verbatim, just of general nature. So if somebody wants more information, they can either watch the video, watch a Facebook, they can come to a meeting. You are only going to get a general idea of what happened, what the topic was that was discussed. If you want any further information, you need to show up. As far as police being left out of the meeting minutes, first responders, that's fire, FYI. What else was there? As far as Ms. Locke asking if anyone knew about the investigation, and Mr. Joy, you're asking that they need it verbatim, you need to do that at the meeting at the time. You cannot say, hey, I want last meeting to be done verbatim. You can't do that for the charter, FYI. Let me see. We are not running this community into the ground. Like I said, I've been coming up here since 2018. Thanks for paying attention, Tammy Joy. I've been coming up here since 2018 when you, Gail Joy, and you, Tammy Locke, would disregard every question I had, every concern that I had, every complaint that I had, disregarded, completely disregarded, not replied to. So I don't know why the sudden interest. Like I said, you guys would go as far as approving meeting minutes that would say, hey, Ray Ariola was here when he wasn't even here. You didn't even read the meeting minutes. There's so much in those meeting minutes that was incorrect that you all approved. But now all of a sudden, because your friends are being investigated for wrongdoing. So I'll wait for the rest of the time.
Thank you. Okay, next is administrative staff comments. Fire chief, do you have anything this evening?
I do not.
Captain Chambers, anything?
My responses to Ms. Farley's questions will be forwarded to Mr. Anderson's office. We'll
Okay.
cover that info.
Yes, sir, thank you. Law director, any comments?
None.
All right. Does anyone on council have anything for the administrative staff? Municipal manager's comments?
None to,
Does anyone on council have anything for the municipal?
So, I noticed that you, it says promoted Gary Long to position of acting code enforcement administrator. And I'm just curious that we terminated an employee with 19 years of code enforcement administration experience, and we hired someone, and I guess your reason is that he was a police chief. Is that correct?
so it had many things. First of all, it's a temporary placement, so it's not a permanent position. It is and if you read through, it says it's temporary, and we'll do a full advertising and go through the process. But it's also temperament, personality. He handles people well. He knows how to deal with people. He can read code. He was a police officer. I think that's relevant. I think it applies.
I mean, I mean, when you actually go out and look, what you'll find is that he was a police chief 25 years ago. So the relevance of being a police chief, yeah, it may have some relevance, but you know, I just find that it's kind of crazy that we are getting rid of somebody with 19 years of experience and hiring somebody with none.
I mean, honestly, Mr. Joy, I think two things. One, I don't know that you forget how to interpret code. I think once you have that skill, you can continue to do it. And two, it really is a management decision. So while I appreciate your input, that falls strictly on management to place people and manage the code enforcement. If it's not getting done, we'll move on. But as I said, it's a temporary position. Gary's already an employee, so we promoted him to this code enforcement position, see how he does. But in the future, we'll advertise and get a permanent placement.
Anybody else for this manager?
Council Sexton, did a follow-up asking, about questions and termination about the, one position, and Nicole had asked for a copy of her request too. Did we get that billed?
Can you be more specific? What are you looking
I
at?
can read it for your minutes. Sorry. Councilmember Sexton followed up on Councilmember Locke's question about the employee that was terminated, asking questions since she had not heard of her or her position. And then during Vice Mayor comments, asked for a copy of what Councilmember Sexton had requested. Did you get the request for them?
I provided Councilmember Sexton that information, yes.
Okay. May I ask why the rest of the council did not receive a copy of that request?
It was specific to Councilmember, so it wasn't a public urgent to us, we just, she asked a question, I answered.
Okay.
I've done the same for you, Councilmember, like you, Paul.
Right, but usually the council's been included, or you include the mayor in mine. That's why I was just curious why we didn't get a copy. I didn't see it come out to me at least.
I mean, if you'd like a copy.
Yes, I would, if you would not mind, I appreciate that. And I'd like to readdress if you've given any more thought to the apartment heads that are, you know, acting in those positions and not being paid for it.
So I've asked for some information from some of them, and yes, so I'm considering that as
So
a
you
decision
are-
today, so I'm considering this.
Um,
But again, that's a management decision.
Correct, I just was wondering if you were still looking into it though, so I was just asking as council if you were. And, just a couple more things. Are we still in the investigation with the village?
Not sure I understand your question.
Are we still under investigation from the village?
I can't answer that. That's not, I'm not been a part of that. That's, through the special counsel on the state auditor's office, I believe.
Okay, have we gotten a bill from the McNamee Law Group for their for law director or the special investigation from day one yet? Do we know when we're gonna get one?
I would imagine shortly.
Shortly? All right, thank you, I appreciate that. I think that was all I had.
Anybody else for municipal manager? Okay, council member comments.
I have something.
Go ahead.
So I just want to tell you that the way this is running now, it typically did not run this way. This was an in and out meeting. All these questions that are being asked, I'm not sure why now certain council members are taking interest in certain things, but this never happened this way. Just so you know.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Comments?
As per ordinance 30.01 B6C of the ordinances of the municipality of New Lebanon, I request my statement to be included in the minutes verbatim. Many residents and members of our community in the surrounding areas have expressed a desire to understand why a couple of the council members refused to go along with the investigation that is happening in New Lebanon. For the record, I want to state that if there is wrongdoing, I support action. The fact is, we haven't been shown any proof. We have not been briefed on the scope of the investigation or any of the findings of the investigation. We have been given what they want us to see. They have given us nothing but allegations and speculation. I have asked dozens of questions multiple times for information and have yet to receive any. The answer the mayor and legal counsel provide is that it is part of the investigation and they refuse to answer. How is that transparency? If the New Lebanon council members are excluded from knowing what's going on, how can anyone expect us to support it? I feel compelled to specify that the mayor and perhaps others took it on themselves to start this process and they have no authority to do so. They broke the law to do it. How can you state you want transparency, then investigate without approval, without following proper procedure, without informing anyone as to the scope of the investigation? How can you possibly expect an investigation to have any merit when you violate your oath of office, you violate the charter, you violate the ordinance, and you violate civil liberties in your effort to find the truth? The fact is, they did violate their oath. They did break the law. There have been repeated violations of the charter and ordinances during this investigation, if you can even call it an investigation. I find it ironic that the mayor, the law director, and the acting manager follow the charter, the ordinances, the Ohio Constitution, and the U.S. Constitution when it supports their cause and violates them when it is convenient. As has been mentioned by several members of the community, we were elected to represent this community, the entire community, not just some of it. We were all elected to represent this community. We were all required to give an oath to support the U.S. Constitution, the Ohio Constitution, and to support the charter and ordinances of New Lebanon. Personally, I gave that oath openly and freely, and I will continue to adhere to that commitment. As such, I cannot accept what they are doing. Everything they are doing could have been done legally and procedurally correct based on the charter and ordinances of New Lebanon. They chose not to do it that way. They broke the law and violated their oath. Had they done this legally and followed the charter and ordinances, I may not have liked what they wanted to do, but I would have supported their right to do it. I would have even told them how to do it. The facts are out there. You can read the charter and relevant portions of the ordinances yourself and see where they violated them. I can prove within 20 minutes they broke the law. Anyone that wants me to show them, all you need to do is ask. These people have harmed and continue to harm this community. The impact will be far-reaching and long-lasting. The facts will eventually come out, and I can only hope our community will be able to piece it back together and recover from their actions.
Okay, everybody else? Yes, sir.
Okay, that's something, for anybody in the public that wants to see the preliminary investigation by Mr. McNamee, I believe they can come up to the village office and from where he had the PowerPoint presentation and request that. Correct?
Councilman, if members of the village would send me their email address or send the city manager their email address, I'll be happy to give the entire report, chapter verse, along with PowerPoint.
Okay.
Because that report sets forth very clear violations from a former village manager who calls into question in several areas, but Councilman Joy apparently hasn't read that report.
Okay, so just so that we're clear, that is transparency. As for the rest of the investigation, I believe that you stated was being done by the auditor and the attorney general. I haven't heard nothing back on from anyone here or anyone with them. So we're all in the same boat, and the accusations of that some people know more than others about this has been crazy, in my opinion. So we're all in the waiting boat on that, and we have no control over when their investigation is done or any of that. So it's hard to be transparent when we don't have information from them because they're still ongoing, correct?
Madam President. Councilman, if you're conducting an investigation, first thing you don't do is broadcast your playbook. Tell everybody what you're doing, tell them what you're investigating, when you're investigating, and how you're investigating. The state auditor, the attorney general will laugh in your face if you ask them that. I won't do that, but I'm not going to forecast where the investigation is, what is going on, and when it will be concluded.
All right, cool. So that just concludes my theory on it, is that when it's done, then we will know. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Sir, thank you. Vice Mayor Thomas.
I just wanted to ask, we was doing that, looking at WC loans. And it showed that we had over $2.5 million in loans. Is that the total that we owe now, or is that,
So I believe that's just since 2020. I believe there are some OPWC projects.
so that's still the 30-year loans?
Correct.
Okay, so 2.5 million in loans.
Mr. Mayor, we have it as council, Nico.
Yeah, real quick.
No, I was, the city, village manager, I wasn't realizing there was some council comments.
Oh, okay.
So I just want to read this real quick and it won't take long. As part of 30.01B6C of the ordinances of the municipality of New Lebanon, I request my statements to be included in the minutes verbatim. I have expressed my concerns involving violations of charter and ordinances and treatment of the employees and council members in this community. There are ways to do things without wrongdoing. I have not been part of any wrongdoing. I think it is time this community is to know there is another side. I've been accused and insulted not asking questions, even though I did, just not at a meeting. Now I'm asking questions because another council member told me that is what the community wants, which I thank you, Ms. Atkins, for telling me that. And so now I'm doing so. Now it seems still not many questions asked. This community is well-being, have my continued prayers and support, and I will continue to fight for this village. We are a village. And addressing Ms. Bemis, I used to look up, make eye contact. I looked at my children, winked, smiled at them, and got called out. Last meeting, I chose not to look. It's not me trying to be rude, and I would like to thank Ms. Sexton because she said something last meeting to me beside me saying, you don't have to. And I do thank you for that. That's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, I don't have any comments tonight. Request be entered for an agenda, the Shannon Bemis.
The reason you have to is not a law, it's rude, it's just extremely rude, it's just not courteous. You came into the school or my place of business, I don't care who you are, what your issue was, I would address you in a polite, mature, adult manner and look you in the face. That's what people do, especially paid elected officials. As far as you're concerned, Ms. Locke, about the bill from Mr. McNamee, Why weren't you concerned about us paying the $2,800 or $2,200 a month? Paying to clean an empty courthouse for a year? Why weren't you concerned about that?
You're addressing it, no.
I'm asking you, you brought
I'm
up
not
this.
gonna go back and forth with you, Mrs.
Okay, I'd like you to email me a reply then, please. So your question was why we have not received a bill from Mr. McNamee? So,
And there's reasons why I'm asking that.
right, and there's a reason why I'm asking why you didn't question or consult anybody on why we're spending almost $3,000 a month cleaning an empty courthouse.
And I'd like to point out,
Okay, let's not-
everyone on this council, including that's on here now, approved and voted yes on those, just so you know.
No, they did not.
Yes, they did.
No, they did not. They were just sworn in January.
Exactly.
Right.
And those were voted on.
We've been paying them for over a year for an empty courthouse. These people just got voted in 4 months ago, 3 months ago.
And they voted on stuff in January.
What did they vote on?
I don't have it all in front of me.
They didn't vote on it. There were no appropriations, there were no amendments, nothing like that. The budget was approved in 2020.
Wait, continue, there's.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, that's reclaiming my time. Thank you. So it doesn't matter. You don't need an approval. I can call the AG's office to do an investigation. I can call the county. I can go to wherever I want. I know people have called from the community, the AG's office and the Ethics Commission and this and that. There's nothing illegal or violating any rules or laws for somebody to do that. I commend somebody for taking a stance to do the right thing and investigate. I'm currently still waiting on a public records request from the police department that they cannot fill because they said it's an ongoing investigation. Am I throwing a big hissy fit because I wanna know now? No, you have to wait. That's just how a process goes. You should know that. As far as breaking the laws, I'd like you to email me what oaths, what part of the ordinances, and anything that they're violating or breaking the law, I would appreciate you emailing me. My email address for you guys is Shannon Bemis, SHANNON Bemis, BEMIS @AOL.com. You know, and Mr. Joy, your guys' statements, you're speculating. You're mad because they're speculating, but you're speculating. Makes no sense. Everything you're saying is speculation. The bottom line comes down to is that we have serious issues at this village. Before you guys, this is going back probably 10, 15 years ago, probably even longer. We need to fix this. And sometimes you need to break everything down in order to rebuild it. And that's kind of where we're at. This town is a mess. It's been a mess for a long time. I am so thankful that we have professional people that know what they're doing here to aid and assist us to rebuild. I promise you this community will be better off. Now, will you, Mr. Joy and Ms. Locke, and I ask this, will you guys resign if all of this proves to show you that you guys are wrong?
No.
So for you two puppets to sit up here for years, like Ms. Sexton, thank you for pointing out, never. Dave council member comments, nothing tonight, no comment, nothing, ever. I could never get answers from anybody. They would never comment on anything. You know why? Because it was a 6-1 vote. 6-1, nepotism, cronyism, we gotta hire our friends, we gotta do this, it's sick. You got on because your best friend was Glenn Madden. I mean, you people like, yes. Treatment of employees, man. I have a lot of employees that have been giving me information for a very long time about the screaming and the swearing and the slamming of the doors and the throwing things. So you wanna go there, let's talk about it. The OPW, just to answer your question, the $2.5 million for the OPWC loans, Mr. Anderson is correct. That was since 2020 when Glenn Madden took the municipal manager position. We have a total of $4.5 million, which is total combined with what Mr. Marcus took and what Glenn Madden took. And that's all approved by, guess what? The no question asked people, the ones that just guess everything. So yeah, I'm frustrated. I'm not a bully. I'm a kind-hearted person. So if somebody doesn't come, that's on them. The bottom line is that we need accountability, and it's really funny how a few people suddenly have interest in this and want to flip everything when everything's been done wrong for so long. And, again, Mr. McNamee, I hope that, with Mr. Dwight, Mr. Perkins, and Ms. Locke, I know you're probably busy, but I would like an investigation to have them removed on behalf of what's best for the village. So, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, our next regular council meeting will be held on Tuesday, May 7th at 7:30 p.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn this year?
Second.
Councilmember Sexton,
Yes.
Councilmember Joy,
Yes.
Mayor Nicholson,
Yes.
Councilmember Back,
Yes.
Councilmember Locke,
Yes.
Councilmember Perkins. I'm sorry, Vice Mayor Atkins.
Yes.
6-0, we were doing.
Okay, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you, I was asking.
Yeah, we're between the rain. Oh, man, I'm telling them. Yeah, I've been playing catch up for the past couple of weeks on the mowing anyway, so. Sure. Sure. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, 4 days of rain and 3 days, then. It's.
Ask for it to be in there, you just said it back to Mark, so just FYI.
I know, I did.
Oh,
And also last thing, I know. My recommendation, to fire every single person. Why? Every single person. Nobody took it, so they don't have to. I don't.